Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Vada and tonight we're going to celebrate the 200 subscribers in my channel. We're going to celebrate you. So tonight it's gonna be you, me and Casillero del Diablo, the sponsor of tonight's video. And if someone of you knows what Casillero means, maybe you can share it with us because honestly I have no clue. So tonight I would like to thank you for all the support, the comments and the likes. All those small things actually matter, and I would like to thank you for all the time that you dedicated into being active in my channel. Thank you again a lot, and cheers to you. It's great. Casillero del Diablo moved in the fridge and probably will stay there until the 300 subscribers celebration video. Yeah, but I'm not sure if someone wants to drink it then. It's gonna be really bad. Anyways, so I asked you to submit some questions for this video, and actually the questions that I got, they were difficult ones, honestly. So it took me a while to film this because I really wanted to think about it a lot. So yeah, let's get started with the questions, and let's get started. The questions are randomly chosen, I mean in a random order, so yeah. Talia, the bandana book mom, asked, if you could be any kind of animal, what would you be? If I could be any animal in this world, then this would be the hummingbird. We don't have them in Greece, we don't have them actually in Europe, I don't think they exist, but there was one time that I was on a short internship in California, and there I've seen my first hummingbird, and I was so amazed by this creature because I've never seen one in my life. So I hold this memory so vivid in my mind of how pretty and cute this bird was. And also I like tigers. I like the patterns and the colors, and I think they are so cute, honestly. So yeah, those two would be my choices. V, the sassy library fox, she asked, if you could be any book character for a day, which one would you want to be and why? This is one question, and the other is, what is your favorite food? This one took me a while to think about it because I have many favorite foods. So for the first question, I had to think a lot about it because it's not like this opportunity happens to you every day. So if you could be any character for one day, yeah, I would like to be Bristol from A Tale of Magic by Colfer. So Bristol is the fairy, and at some point she becomes like a fairy godmother to the entire land. So people here are not mean, but they don't believe in magic and they think that magic is something bad. And Bristol is trying at some point to show them that magic is good. So I would like to have this role, to be a fairy godmother for a single day, and accomplish people's wishes and make them realize that magic is good. I mean, I wouldn't accomplish wishes like let me win the lottery or something, but true, unique, nice, kindly wishes, this kind of stuff. Yeah, for one day. As for the food now, I love so many things. Of course, I like Greek cuisine so much. I like gyros so much. I like spanakopita. I will put some pictures around me in order to understand what is what. Also, these stuffed peppers, I love it, honestly. And I think that one of my favorite things is grilled meat and vegetables. Yeah, and I love it. If it is, for example, if there is also a little bit of charcoal or charcoal, I don't know this word, but how to pronounce it. But if there is a little bit of this on the food, it's perfect. I just love it. And desserts, I love the watermelon ice cream so much. It's my favorite ice cream, and when you eat it, it's like you eat summer. It's honestly amazing. So yeah, I have many favorite foods. Actually, I love food. Who doesn't? Next one, Ashley from Books to Ashes. So Ashley asked, what is a book that you've loved and enjoyed that not many people have read or heard about? That is an easy question, actually. The Chronicles of Chrestomanci by Diane Wynne Jones. I have talked about this book in another video, and it was one of my favorite as I was in high school, I believe. So this series is amazing. I think there are 7 books. In this volume there are 2 of the 7 books, and I love it. And I'm so sad that people do not know about it now. I mean, I haven't met someone who has read these books, so it's only me and my sister talking about them. So yeah, if one day you challenge yourselves about a book or something and I need to suggest something, then this is gonna be the book. Be prepared, people, because your world will be amazed by the Chrestomanci world. So in the next one, John asked, what was your motivation behind starting the Booktube, but also for keeping active and not giving up on it? Okay, John, this is a difficult question actually, but okay, let me tell you. So first, I would like to tell you guys that I was in a long, how we say this, reading slump, yeah, for about 15 years or so. So I was not used to read a lot. No way, no. And I was refusing actually to read when someone would say, oh, this book is amazing. I was like, yeah, it's okay. So there were different stages in my life, I think. So there have been many years in which I would write stories. There were many years in which I would role play the stories, like in D&D with my friends. And now I believe are the years in which actually I'm reading about stories. And yeah, I hope this phase will not finish fast and it will last long as the previous ones. So I used to have only one bookish friend, and each time we were going to a bookstore, she was so happy to be there, to check the books, like all the books, to wait like with anticipation for new releases and stuff like this. And each time we were going to a bookstore, I was so bored and I was like waiting like this, oh, come on, when you will finish, come on. And she would come to me with like 10 books like in a stack, like, oh, can you help me choose, because I can't buy all of them or something. And anyway, so she was an inspiration, like seeing her happy, walking around, checking books, trying to find out which one likes more, and I don't know, I liked to see her like this, like the joy and the happiness that reading was bringing in her life. And one day, being in that bookstore together, she said something like, oh, the house in the Cerulean Sea, everybody talks about it. And I'm like, what is it about? And we read the synopsis together. And I said, maybe I should start reading one day. And she was like, yeah, start with this one, sounds good. So I started with that book and I loved it, and I was so happy that then she read it and then we could talk about it. And I liked all this excitement that reading brought back in my life unexpectedly. You understand? So yeah, I was like, okay, I want to read more books, and I want to see about, to read about fantasy and magic and everything. And she's more into sci-fi, that I'm not so much into it. So she said, oh, there is an entire community that they talk about books. And I'm like, what community? And she's like, yeah, there is a Booktube community. By the way, I don't know why this friend of mine doesn't have a Booktube channel yet, but maybe one day she will. I hope that she will. So she introduced me to Booktube, and I was trying to find booktubers that they talk about middle grade books, and I started to watch Alexandra Roselyn, Lexi, and I was watching all her videos, and I was like, oh my god, she's amazing, she's so nice, she's so good, she's reading always middle grade books and other fantasy and YA, of course, okay, but I liked her enthusiasm for middle grade books. And after many months of watching Booktube, I decided that why not? I can present myself also out there, and I can make new friends, and I can talk about the books I like also. Why not? So yeah, and I started Booktube. For not giving it up yet is because I don't see it as an obligation, and I don't put pressure on myself like you have to make a video, you have to do this. No, I don't have to. It's fun and a pleasing activity and a pleasant activity, yeah. And I like to do it, and I like that I'm not, pressed to do it, and it's fun. I don't know, it's fun. So I'm not giving it up because I have a nice time and because it's fun. Oh. Next one. Judy asked, which book would you like to be turned into a series? Again, the Chronicles of Chrestomanci. I believe that if this book was a series, it would be amazing. Or movies, 7 different movies. Yeah, I would love to see this world being on the big screen. Yeah, it would be amazing. To which character did you feel the strongest connection and why? In the Tale of Magic book, this one with a fairy, with Bristol, who is a fairy. So she goes to a magic school, and there the directress in that school, she is called Madame Weatherberry. So I would like to be her. Actually, she sees me. See, I feel like I've played her in my D&D adventures. And when I was reading this book, I was like, oh my god, this is Vada. This is her. Yeah, I felt the strongest connection because of the magic and because of being a director in a school with magical children, and yeah, this is my alter ego in a book, Madame Weatherberry. She's great. And what ultimate book crossover would you like to see, or what fictional crossover would you like to see? So previously, in another video, I have mentioned those 2 books. So A Pinch of Magic is my favorite middle grade book. It's a series. This is the first book and it's amazing. And this is also one of my favorite ones. So what happens is that here we have 3 sisters. They're adorable and they live in an island on somewhere in the marshes, and anyways, in a very gloomy place. And they are cursed to never leave this island. But they have some magical ailerons, items. And and those items are some things that they make you invisible, they make you travel long distances, like teleportation stuff. So they have magic on their own. And this girl here, Bronte, is a great adventurer herself. So I think that this is the 4th sister of the Witherspoon sisters, and if the 4 of them would combine their adventurous soul, they will have the most amazing adventure together. So yeah, this is what I would like to read about. All these characters being related and going on an adventure together. And then Chloe, from the channel Phantom of the Pages, asked the most difficult question. If you could host a tea party or dinner and invite 5 book characters, who would you choose? Chloe, I couldn't sleep because of this question. I had to think a lot about it, honestly. 5 of them and 1 of me 6, right? So I decided that I would invite Wendy Darling from Peter Pan, Alice from Alice in Wonderland, Lyra from The Dark Materials, Lucy from Narnia, and Mary Poppins. Yes, those would be the characters I would invite. And I would ask all of them unique questions about their beautiful magic worlds. Things that not all readers know. Yeah, secrets, of those worlds that we don't know, the normal common readers. And I would hope that Lyra would bring also Pantelimon with her. Pan, her demon. this cute little thing that exists. Yeah. In the next question, Ben from the channel Running to Write asked, what is your favorite book to still read that you first picked up as a kid? I have two answers. One is the Chrestomanci book, Chrestomanci series, and the second is Peter Pan. I think I've read those books more than 3 times. Yeah. And then in the next one, Nicole from Dusty Book Sniffers, how amazing is this name? She asked, when reading outdoors, where is your favorite place to read? And honestly, Nicole, this short video, within this video, I made it only for you. Okay, let's try to do this now. So here is a very beautiful tower in Potsdam. It is called Flatau Turm or something like this. But for me, it's the Rapunzel Tower, and it's one of my favorite, if not my favorite places here. And this is the park around it, yeah. And this is my favorite place to read. So Nicole, this video is for you, because you asked me where I like to read when I'm outdoors. Yeah, this bench here. So when I sit here, yes, I can see the tower there. Yeah. And here is the other side of it, because I forgot to show you a little bit around from this part of the park. And there we have now more tourists, so I will not film people I don't know. Good, but yeah, so this is the bench. The light is better. It has beautiful details on it. Yeah. And then dear Tatiana from the channel Reading with Tatiana asked, what was the most surprising thing you didn't expect from starting a booktube? The most surprising thing is the community itself, the acceptance and the engagement, and yeah, and I was so surprised at how much actually people cared, because I was thinking, yeah, who cares? But actually through the months that I am now in booktube, I understand that actually people care, and this is the most amazing thing. Yes. And non-booktube related question, would you rather fight 100 mice-sized ducks or 1 horse-sized duck? That was my favorite, and I put much thought on it, and I decided that I would prefer to have one enemy than 100 different ones. Yeah, I would like to focus to one single enemy and kill him. At least fight in a very satisfying level, that the duck will not fight back and kill me first. Things we do for survival. And then Chatty, the mad chatter, she asked, when you're not doing incredibly scientific things or reading, what would you like to do? So I like exploring. Yeah, I like to go on adventures, like in different places around my area, or in another city, or in another country. I like traveling a lot. And another thing I like is gardening. Unfortunately, I cannot have all my plants here, but the plants that we have at the office, yeah, it's me who takes care of them. And the office now, it's like a jungle. You enter and you're like, wow, what is this place? Yeah, it's our office, and it's amazing because of all of those pretty plants there. Yeah. And the next question, which book would you love to step through the pages of and spend a day or a week there? Yeah, I would like to spend a week in Hogwarts. I mean, maybe it's too obvious of an answer, but who wouldn't like to spend a week in Hogwarts? Like with all the other magic kids. Yeah. And then Christine from the channel Cup of Chamomile, she asked, what are 2 things you enjoy doing besides reading? Well, except traveling and gardening, I like also to play video games. So I know that daily I will play with my boyfriend, for example, something online together. And yeah, I would stick with gardening for the other thing because I really like it. And actually, there is a thing. So even when I'm playing online games, I take herbalism as a skill, and it's so funny because, for example, we are in a raid with the entire group and everybody is trying to kill the boss, the main boss. And they're like, Vada, where are you? What's going on? Where is our main DPS? This is me, DPS, because mage, you know. And I'm like, wait, I found a flower. I need to level up my herbalism. And I'm somewhere like nearby gathering flowers for my potions. Yeah, so I have this skill not only in game, but also in real life. I remember all those times that flowers were falling apart somehow, that they were dying, yeah, and after like 1 or 2 days of care, they would bloom magically. It's a skill, I don't know how to explain it. To show you the contrast, my sister can kill even a cactus. I know how to do this. How? And the last question is from Pax. What book do you think the whole world should read? And I will not say again the Chronicles of Chrestomanci, to not repeat myself too much on this video. So I would say that I have now a new favorite book. And this new favorite book is The Starless Sea by Erin Morgenstern. This book. So this author wrote first The Night Circus, and after many years she wrote The Starless Sea. And I had no clue about this book, and I would never have found it out. Oh, this is a cool bookmark, a gift from my sister. Yeah, I would never have found out about it if I wouldn't complain about the Midnight Library. So I was complaining about it in another person's video, and then Chatty said, oh, you want to read about a magic library, then why you don't read The Starless Sea? And this was, I don't know, the moment that changed my life forever, because then I bought this book and it's amazing. Do you remember in the never-ending story that the main hero, Bastian, is reading a book, and as he is reading the book, he reads the book and he finds out that the guy in the story is him. So what happens is that in this story, another person, Zachary Ezra, yeah, has 2 names. So Zach finds a door and he chooses to ignore this door. And after many years, he finds a book in the library and he reads that book and he understands that the book says the story of what would have happened if him would have opened that door. And that door leads to a world that is an amazing world made by books. It's under earth and it has like tunnels and corridors. It is a maze of books, and all this, I don't know, this place somehow leads to a place that is called the Starless Sea. And yeah, anyways, I don't want to give many things away, but this book felt like a dream. And it's of the kind of dreams that you dream and you don't really want to wake up. And if you accidentally wake up, you're like, no, I need to keep sleeping somehow, make myself fall asleep again in order to get back into this story. This is what was the impact to me. Yeah, and I loved it. And it's my favorite now. And I wish that everybody could read this book. The countless times that I was reading the book and then in many parts, closing it back and telling how awesome you are to the author, to the book. I don't know how awesome you are, how you could write such a marvelous thing. How amazing was it? And that book, I took it into an adventure. So I was traveling a lot. I read it during last summer. I was traveling a lot. I went to my bestie's wedding. We returned from there. We went to Thessaloniki. We went to another place. I traveled also by train to another city. I traveled a lot by all the means of transport. And I was reading the book and I was trying to not finish it fast because I didn't want it to finish. This was the first book that I didn't want to finish. I was reading it slowly, like not skimming anything because I didn't want to finish it. It was amazing. I thought you will finish it and then nothing will be like this anymore. And if you know a book that gives you this kind of vibes like the ones from the Starless Sea, please let me know in the comments, because since I read this one, I put myself into a quest to find another book that will give me the same feelings. So please, if you know something that is as good, please let me know. And thank you in advance. That was it, guys. Thanks a lot for all the questions, and thanks a lot for being in my life. I'm so happy that we are in this together and we support each other, and honestly, this is of the best things that have ever happened to me. And thank you again a lot for everything. Let's finish this. Cheers!